welcome to Rocky Boston. I am your host, Nikki Hawthorne. In current news, a naked man covered in honey and chicken feathers was running around a children's playground. Victims are scarred for life and received immediate care. Authorities have not yet located the man. So you all know the story of the Scarlet Letter. Well, today we'll be talking to the family. Our first guest is the ghost of Reverend Dimsdale, also known as the father of Hester's daughter, Claire. Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning.
Shall we begin?
Let's.
When Hester and Pearl were at the governor's house, why did you fight Hester to keep Pearl?
I wanted Hester to keep Pearl because I think she deserves to raise her, and Pearl needed a mother if she wasn't going to have a father.
So what was it like to have everyone see you as a saint, but in reality you were just another sinner?
To be honest, it was eating me from the inside out. And eventually it got to be too much that the guilt killed me.
Were you afraid when you found out that Chillingworth knew your secret?
Well, yes, because he is Hester's husband, and not to mention my doctor. He was the guy trusted to give medication to heal me, and he could have easily killed me.
My last question is this. Do you think your guilt was worse than Hester's shame?
I do, because everyone knew Hester did something wrong, and no one knew I did. I am also held to higher standards than her, so if I had to keep it in for the rest of my life, then my life would be over.
Thank you for talking with me, Mr. Dimsdale.
You are very welcome. God bless.
Our next guest is the innocent and beautiful Pearl. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, darling.
Let's dive right in. In the beginning of the book, you didn't know who your father was. Was it hard being a child without a father in your life?
As a child, I wasn't really aware of the situation I was in, but I knew it was different from the other kids.
Did the situation Hester put herself in affect how you live life today?
Yes, because I kind of followed in her footsteps, but lucky for me, it's not as big of a deal as it was for her. But I'm trying to live a better life every day, especially to provide for my child in the future.
As a child, we noticed you like to play games with your mother's letter A. Did you understand what it meant at the time, or what went through your mind?
I didn't really understand it. I just knew it stood out and sort of defined her as my mother, so I saw it as sort of a comfort thing.
So interesting. Okay, so my final question is, would you have preferred or chosen if you could a quote-unquote normal childhood rather than the one you grew up with?
No, I really thought it taught me some good life lessons, and I like to stand out from the crowd a little bit, so I was okay with not being your average child with a perfect life.
Interesting. Thank you for your time.
No problem, darling.
It is 7 minutes past the hour. Here is Billy with your local weather.
Thank you. Today's weather is cold. Back to you.
Thank you, Billy. Our final guest for today is Hester Prynne. Hello, Hester. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
So why don't we just start? So why do you have to wear the letter A?
Because I committed a great sin of adultery, and I had to be punished. But I guess I deserved it, and that's what its purpose was for anyway.
How did wearing the letter A make you feel?
It made me feel embarrassed and ashamed of what I did, but I knew it was necessary for me.
In the book, your husband, Chillingworth, had vanished. Was having an affair your way of getting back at him for not being there?
Not necessarily. Roger knew that I didn't love him, and so when he was gone, I was able to do the things I wanted.
What was going through your mind while this whole thing was going on?
I wasn't really thinking. That was my problem. Right before Pearl was born, I finally realized what I did wrong. I felt as though my whole life was coming to an end.
But it didn't, did it?
No, because after Pearl was born, my life had finally just begun.
Alright, Hester, my last question is this. Since you no longer wear your A, do you feel freer than before?
In a way, yes, and in a way, I feel the same. The guilt is still there, but I feel without the A, no one sees me as the adulterous woman they once did.
Alright, that is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is all the time we have today. Signing off, this is Nikki Hawthorne of Rocky Boston. Bye! What?
Scroll down, I can't see what I'm supposed to say.
We noticed you like to play games with your mothers. A.
Has to be given medication.
Okay, no.
And that's what its purpose was anyway. Because I committed a great sin and it was of adultery. I can't talk. I'm sorry. We have to have a calculator.
I don't have a calculator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aha. Oh crap.
I hope you didn't say.
Good morning and welcome to Rocky Boston. I am your host, Nasty. Wait, what is it? Natasha, right?
Natasha.
But it didn't it? Good morning and welcome to. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna start over. No, you don't have to.
Okay.
Look on the floor. Walk away.
Yeah.
He was the guy giving.